What's going on, guys? Nick here. Today we are going to be going over the 5 things that I love about my 2012 Subaru WRX Hatch. This is basically going to be for anyone who has or wants to get an 11 through 14 WRX. The things that I love personally about mine. There's also going to be a video after this about the 5 things that I hate about it. So it's going to be a little bit of like compare and contrast and see if this is a car that you would want or if it's a car you wouldn't want. So we're going to get into the 5 things that I love about this car. The first thing that I love about this car is subjective, but it is the looks. I think that the front end look on this car is super aggressive. I love the bulging fenders on the front and the rear, especially when you look at it directly from the front corner of the car all the way back to the end of it. I just think it looks very aggressive. I love this body style specifically for the hatch. I was specifically looking for a hatchback. I did not want a sedan. Nothing against the sedans, I just like the hatch more. It's just a good look for me. I really like the way that it looks, and it was a big selling point on me purchasing this vehicle. The second thing that I love about this car is the way that it sounds. I do love the way Subarus sound. I've had them since I was 16 years old. This is my 3rd Subaru. It's just such a classic rumble sound that comes out of these cars. The new ones don't have it, which it's more efficient to have the equal length on them, so I mean, I get why they did it. But the sound of this car is pretty hard to beat, especially for a 4-cylinder. They're probably one of the best sounding 4-cylinders that you can get. They just are very good sounding cars. I'll play an exhaust clip. This one has the SPT catback from Subaru on it. So it's not super loud, but it has a nice deep grumble to it. And I'll let you guys hear it, and then we'll talk about the third thing. Alright, the third thing that I love about this car is that it is very practical. I was looking for a daily to replace my truck that I had, but I wanted something that was more practical than that. My truck was a single cab, so it could only hold 3 people, and it really wasn't super comfortable to do it. My truck was 4-wheel drive. I wanted something that I would be able to get around in all year without issue. I did it in the BRZ with the rear-wheel drive. I had snow tires on it, but it's not as foolproof as if you had something like this. So, practicality, the thing has 4 doors, it has a hatch, it can hold 5 people. The seats in the back for the hatch fold down so that you can have even more storage. I myself can sit in the back behind where my driver's seat sits. I'm about 5'10", 5'11", and I can fit comfortably behind myself in this car without issue. So having a road trip with this car with people in the back isn't going to be too much of an issue, which is good. Yeah, it's practical enough that you can have this as your only car, and you can have it as a daily car if you have another vehicle that you have as a project. So it's a very practical vehicle, and I was very happy with that in the purchase of it. Alright, stemming off from the practicality a little bit, number 4 is going to be the all-wheel drive system that these cars have. Subarus have symmetrical all-wheel drive. It's going to be a lot better than a lot of the other all-wheel drive systems that cars have. A lot of them are a lot front-wheel drive based and then kick power to the rear if the front wheels start to fail. This is going to be a full-time symmetrical all-wheel drive system, which is going to be superior to a lot of those others. Driving this thing in the snow is absolutely no issues to it. I did it last year in this car with a set of snow tires on it, and it was an animal. It was probably either on par or better than my F-150 that I had with the 4-wheel drive with the locking hubs and everything. So these are fantastic to have if you live in the colder climates for the all-wheel drive system on it, which makes it even that much more practical. So number 4 is definitely going to be the all-wheel drive system on this car. So the 5th and final thing that I love about this car is that it holds its value extremely well. I knew when I purchased this vehicle I was going to be paying a decent amount just to get one, but then in the long run, how well they hold their value, it makes it worth it. I've put 15,000 miles on this, and I've owned it a little over a year, and the Blue Book value on it has stayed almost the same. I've checked what they sell for. They're being posted for just about what I paid, maybe a little bit less. So I mean, I don't think in the long run I'm going to lose that much money on this car. So it is very good that they hold their value, and yeah, that is number 5. Alright guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful if you're in the market for one of these cars. And if you own one of these cars, see if you can relate to any of the things that I said about it. But that's going to be the 5 things that I love about the car. Stay tuned, there's going to be 5 things that I don't like about this car so that you guys can have a little bit of comparison to see if it's something that you would want to buy. But yeah, that's going to end today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.